You just downloaded the show that was nominated Best Entertainment Podcast of 2013, only to be beaten by The Walking Dead. That's where Tony's at. Tony is a sneaking, Tony is a listening, wearing next to nothing cause it's hot as a mug. This is Survivor Talk with D&D. I'm Dwayne.
And I'm David.
And we're just two best friends who fight. Two best friends who talk about the show we love, Survivor. And tonight is what is tonight? Our recap for episode 3, Our Time to Shine.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes. That was a good episode.
That was a great episode after last week.
Yeah, it was a whole lot better than last week. That's for sure. So.
Don't forget your feedback show, which is coming up Sunday night. Feedback for this episode, and we want it either by email. We prefer it by audio. We'd love to hear your interpretation and the way you want to get your point across. Use our link on SurvivorTalkWithD&D.com, and it's real easy. You can redo it if you don't like it, and you can also send it email via feedback at SurvivorTalkWithD&D.com, and those are due by 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's my time, not Dwayne's time. My time, 7 p.m.
On that Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Sunday.
Yeah, and I did just renew our phone line, so they can use the phone line.
Okay.
818-5-TALK-DD.
Can you tell it took us 5 hours tonight?
Yeah. Hey, thanks for starting your Amazon shopping using our links on our website or by going to survivortalkwithdnd.com/Amazon. Every time you do that, it helps us a lot. Thank you for doing it. We really appreciate it. Use Amazon Prime. I do. In fact, I just bought myself a couple things today, which doesn't go towards us, but I still bought a couple things.
Well, mine do. My purchases go towards us.
Yeah, there you go. We have exciting news that we can't talk about yet.
I love that.
I know.
Good tease.
I know. I can't wait to talk about it, but we don't have the details.
Okay.
But we do have exciting news.
For us.
Well, it's exciting for us. I don't know if they're going to care. So. All right, David, episode 3, Our Time to Shine. Do you have any initial thoughts?
Well, my first thought at the end was, no matter what happened at the end, Spencer booked himself a return trip to a game of Survivor. The dude is awesome.
Maybe so, yeah.
I think he really did, especially tonight.
Yeah. He almost beat Cliff in basketball.
Hello. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So my initial thought was, ow.
Oh, my gosh.
Ow, I'm sorry. Ow, again.
Protection optional.
LJ, use the bag for protection.
Finally, he just gave up and started laughing. He's trying to fight the pain by laughing.
Well, after a while, it just, becomes numb.
Exactly.
I assume I've never hit myself there that many times. So.
Do you think the people that set it up, so let's pick the height carefully.
How tall is LJ? All right, man. Well, I'll tell you another initial thought I had was I was totally wrong on my picks. Now, I don't know what I did on Fun Office Pool. I don't remember. I think I might have put 10 on Jatia. Mm-hmm. But as it got closer and I really was fooled, I don't know what I was fooled by because I think I talked myself out of Sarah trying to get Cliff off. I thought she was trying to get Tony off.
Yeah.
But either way, I didn't think they were gonna they were gonna lose that challenge just because it's basketball and Cliff's plus they were going against brains. Yeah. But nonetheless, I still put down that Beauty was gonna lose and that I didn't put it down, but I thought to myself, I wrote on Facebook and Twitter that I thought Morgan was going home tonight.
Yeah.
But nope, I was fooled.
The only thing I got right was that a female was going home. I got nothing else right, which I loved.
Yeah. So, all right. Oh, wow, my wife's iPad just, stopped working in front of me. Fun times at the Stroud House tonight. I went to print up my podcast notes and episode notes that I did during the show, and my printer is out of ink.
That's not a good time to be out of ink.
No. Well, see, on my old printers, when you'd run out of ink, like if you ran out of colored ink, but you were printing in black and white, my printer said to itself, he doesn't need cyan. He's printing in black. So it would just print in black, and it'd still say you need to buy cyan,
I've done the other way around.
$55,000 a cartridge.
Yeah, no kidding. I've done the other way around. I've changed all my letters to blue just to get it to print because I knew the black was done.
Yeah, well, my printer doesn't even print. It says you will not be able to print anything else. All right, let's get on to it. Night 8. Well, I'm sorry, previously on. Anything that stuck out to you on previously on?
No, not really.
Either. Night 8. You know what, David? Let's go to the beauty tribe.
Going into this episode, I really had a feeling. I don't know why, because of the drama we got in the Brawn tribe last week, and the Brains being the combustible tribe that they are. I really started to feel like the beauty tribe was being non-essential to the plot. It just felt like they were coasting through.
Right.
And in fact, we didn't get a whole lot out of them this week, other than good challenge work, except for this first opening.
Right.
And this first opening is a lesson to future Survivor candidates. Listen carefully. Be prepared to lie on the fly.
Lie on the fly.
Because if you can't, you might be gone before you're ready.
Yes.
I give a lot of props to Morgan. A lot of props. She's going to go down fighting. She is not going quiet into the night. She is going down fighting. I love that she called him out. I thought as the scene was building that that was my previously on. Jeremiah better hope that they don't get any sense that he was even considering it if he was.
Right.
That's what I got out of previously on. And then here comes Morgan calling him out in front of everybody.
Yes.
Why did you lie to us? Why didn't you come with us like you said you were going to do?
Translation. You told me you were voting some way different.
There you go. Put the target on somebody else.
That's right.
And my thought was, Jeremiah, lie. Say, Morgan, I was just playing you. I was never going to vote with you guys. You guys brought me in to talk to me, but I was never going to. And he just was Mr. Honest.
No, Jeremiah, no. Well, I gave him my word.
Yeah, that was my original alliance. Had to go with my original. I can't do it like you can. You down south more than me.
I'm not doing it very well either.
But yeah, that was good.
So
no, you gotta lie. You gotta be prepared to lie.
Now Morgan is mad and frustrated, but I like what you're saying. I'm glad she didn't just sit in the corner. I'm glad she started talking. But Colton told us that Morgan was going to be the kind of person that didn't just sit down and be quiet. She was going to tell people what she thought.
And there's plenty of beauties out there that are sitting down being quiet. So I like the fact that she's going down swinging. She's going to take whoever she can with her. All it takes is one. It takes one tribal council to survive, to make it another day, and hopefully get a swap, to hopefully change. And the fact that she put Jeremiah on notice in front of everybody. I mean, you saw LJ, especially when she said, because you wanted to go after LJ.
Yes.
If you're going to lie, go big.
I mean, you might as well.
Go big or go home. So that was great. Even LJ's, now we don't know if that was editing or not, but LJ's head pops up. What?
What are you talking about?
My closest person was going to vote me out?
All right, so Morgan does all this, and now it's time to go to bed. So, naturally, you're going to be able to sleep without any interruptions. Or maybe Morgan's going to go, hey, Alexis, let's talk.
While we're all quiet.
She's still going, man. She's still going.
And what does that do? It keeps people from having a pleasant night's sleep.
Yeah, LJ's going, okay, I got to listen to this. What is she saying?
But I love the strategy behind that because that way she's not the only one sleeping with stress.
That's right. And she got into Alexis's head too.
Yes, she did. Plant a seed. All you need to do is plant a seed and let it grow. Because you never know if your team's going to go on a challenge run. Hello. Win the next 2 challenges, you never know. And you could be safe until a merge or a shuffle. So keep playing the game even if you're the last person in.
Right. Now, Morgan, I wouldn't go put on your resume I was able to get into Alexis's head.
But I wasn't
brag about. It's something to brag about too much. But
all right, now.
Later on in the episode, between Alexis and Jeffra, I'm beginning to wonder if they understand their own bodies. But I guess we'll get to that later.
Yes.
Let's get to where are we? Oh, the intro, short and sweet.
Yep, I like that.
Yeah, a couple good shots. Day 9. Brains. Reading the clue. Obvious from the clue, it's a blindfolded reward challenge, and they figured out it was a reward challenge.
Yes.
See,
Because
they are
it didn't say
smart.
anything. Yeah, it didn't say anything about immunity. I think we're seeing something that we don't get to see a lot of, which is the practice. Because there's super fans out there playing every season, and Spencer and Tasha caught it, Cash caught it, even Jatia's talked about it. It's not immunity, it's reward. It's blindfold. Let's go practice.
Yeah.
It's the commitment. I love that they're not saying, we're going to lose. They go out there and practice. Doesn't matter if you're going to make any difference or not, but they go out there and practice.
They even let Jatia go around and act like she was going to get, told where to go. Boy, she looked funny when she was doing
that. They should have said, you know what? Just to pay her back, let's all just walk back to the shelter. Let her keep walking.
Jatia, go forward more.
Till you hear a splash.
Yes. So, well, they are showing us the brains practicing a lot. So,
yes.
All right, so that's basically it. We go to the reward challenge, which I am, good job CBS. They got a reward challenge and an immunity challenge in the same episode.
Yes.
With still 3 tribes, and I think they did a fine job of doing so.
I agree. I wish they'd had a reward challenge sooner. I think they could have. They've given us some not boring drama, but some. I mean, they were still trying to introduce us to the tribes, I guess.
Oh, sure.
But I love these 2 challenges. But here's my opinion on the 2 challenges, and I do love both challenges.
Yes.
I think they got them backwards. To me, they're backwards.
Oh, you think the immunity should have been reward and vice versa?
I think the immunity favored Brawn. It's a more physical challenge, and I thought I love, me, I like the team challenges. The reward challenge was a complete team effort, complete team challenge. The immunity challenge came back down to one person at the end, throwing balls, and I'm okay with that. I know how that fits in. I like the challenge, but I still think it was more the swimming, the shooting. It was more of a Brawn physical ability challenge, and it should have been a reward challenge, not the immunity challenge, to keep it balanced and fair.
Okay, so I see what you're saying. The reward challenge was less physical.
To me, it was closer to being balanced. It was more about communication.
It was more balanced. Okay, but one thing you said, though, I take a little bit of issue with, and that is that it came down.
That does not surprise me.
Yes. David, stop talking when I'm trying to start the video.
Go.
All right. I don't think it was just one person at the end of the immunity challenge, because if the person at the end, if said person makes all 5 buoys, then yes, it's down to that one person. But we saw very plainly, and I know we'll talk about this later, but we saw very plainly that the people in the water had a lot to do with the end of that challenge, because Spencer and them lost, probably because Jatia can't hold the ball and swim at the same time.
I just gave you 2 thumbs up because you just made a great point that it still was a team challenge at the end because of the people in the water were so important.
Right.
So that's a great point, but it was still a physical.
Yes.
But, it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't take issue with that at all.
I still like both challenges because you're right. It was a team at the end. They had to get the ball back, and it made a big difference how fast you got the ball back.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you got the ball at all. Or if you let it go out into the ocean and get caught in the waves. But what we need to do is get back to the reward challenge because we're talking about the immunity challenge. I was about to say, wait a minute, we missed something.
All right. Well, let's get to it. So they're going to have a pair of blindfolded tribe members and one caller. This is not my favorite challenge. It's fun to watch people get hurt, but it's not my favorite. I would not want to be in it.
I wish there had been 5 on each. They had done this the second episode or the second hour-ish, because I would rather have seen 2 teams of 2 go out instead of 1 team of 2 and one person sit at the rope, even though that person had a hand in it. Because Jatia didn't have any hand in it. She actually heard it. But I wish there had been 2 teams of 2 and 1 caller instead of just 1 team of 2.
Well, they couldn't.
I know. That's why I wish they'd done it sooner. After the first person left, you still had 5. They could have done it then.
Right. So they're playing for chickens. First place gets 3 hens and a rooster. Do
they need the rooster?
They don't really. I think they did that just to confuse. Sorry, but I can't wait to talk about that. And the second place winner gets a dozen eggs. I think the second place should have gotten 1 hen and 6 eggs or something.
No, because you're still you got to fight for the first. You got to fight for first place.
All right, whatever.
Make it a bigger reward.
All right, so Morgan is sitting out, and Wu and Sarah are sitting out. Some strategy here. I'm kind of surprised they sat out Wu.
Well, I think Wu and Sarah sitting out allows Wu and Sarah, they're guaranteed to play the immunity challenge, which they could have already been talking about a plan about the immunity challenge.
That's true.
So.
All right. So this is the extent of my notes. LJ just took it straight on. Ha ha ha. And then I wrote, and it happened again. And then it happened to Spencer.
Oh.
And then it happened to LJ. And the next thing I have is Brains and Beauty are neck and neck. But oh my gosh, all the interesting. Poor LJ.
Those did hurt, and then Cass going over the barrel.
Oh, that had to hurt.
Splinters and splinters and splinters.
Oh.
Wow.
She straddled that barrel like a woman straddling a horse to do barrel runs. I mean, it was bad.
I don't know where you were going. I don't know where you were going, but I'm glad you went where you went.
Well, of course. David.
And she did, but she got right off of it. But it was, I love that challenge. It's a great challenge. I thought it was really good. But Beauty, man, you'd have thought they practiced.
Yeah.
If we'd have seen them practice, we would have probably known how good they were going to do. But it has to do with your commands. You know, how many words you have to say. If you can tell your left from your right, you know, when you're looking backwards. So.
Yeah. And Beauty wins.
And what it comes down to is the person behind you keeping up. Yes. Jeffrey didn't say a word. She just held on to LJ and kept going.
Yes. Now, Lindsay, whenever Lindsay hit, she kind of sat there for a second and then fell in slow motion. It certainly looked like it.
I think she hit the rail. One time she hit the rail, it did look like she just fell. Yeah. She's like, that's all I can take.
Yeah, well, I promise you, it looked like she fell in slow motion. It was great.
Lindsay's down. I'm down. I'm down.
Yes.
Tony's like, get up. I don't know where you are, but get up.
Then Probst says, this would be an incredible comeback. Why? Because Jatia can't get a flag onto a flat surface.
Because she can't listen to directions.
Oh, my gosh.
She has no composure under pressure.
You realize they had to have been trying to get that flag on that thing for 2.5 minutes. Maybe a minute and a half.
It seemed like it. Because as Tony was doing this in the back, trying to find the flag, it's so funny. He picks up a stick. Is this it?
I got the flag.
Lindsay's like, no, I got it. Let's go. I finally got something.
If I'd been Tony, I would have brought them both just in case.
Exactly. Take this too. You never know.
Man. So Brawn gets second, and we hear massive blown opportunity. Yet another close challenge.
Yep. Except for the winner. I think Beauty had already taken their stuff back to camp and come back to watch the end of it.
Yeah.
They were so far ahead.
They had already grilled their chicken.
Yeah, they had already eaten.
So, all right, Beauty, back at camp. LJ tells us that it picked us up a little bit, which I think he's right, you know.
That's a confidence boost.
Yeah, especially after, losing and having to vote off somebody.
Right.
So, now how about Jeremiah finding the note? Do you think he had any chance at all of hiding it?
Do you think he had any idea of what it was?
No, none of them did. That's what's crazy.
None
of them said, that's a clue. They were just, a note. Look, I wonder what it says.
He had no chance of hiding it.
No.
If Tony had been carrying that bag, he'd have dropped it and said, let's go do this, just to get him away from the bag. I mean, right. I felt bad because LJ was looking at him like, I know what that is.
Yeah, please don't read. No, please don't. No, oh, what is that?
Is that a clue to a hidden immunity idol?
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know they had those in this game.
Search party.
Yes.
That's all good look.
All right, so now we get one of the funniest scenes in the whole episode. So does the rooster have to get it on with the hen for them to make an egg? How does that work?
Oh man. And LJ, he just doesn't know what to say.
Oh, and I'm thinking to myself, y'all are women. You understand how this works.
Apparently not.
I think somebody even said that the rooster has to fertilize before the egg can come out or something. So finally LJ's just like, y'all have eggs, right?
Hello?
And they still didn't believe him.
No, I don't think they got to that point. The rooster has to go to every nest, squawk for a second, and then move on to the next nest, I guess. And then the hen sits down, and if the incubator's turned on and the light's bright enough, and if it gets warm enough and it's the right time of the year, an
have an incubator. Oh, that's just hilarious.
Jeremiah said, let's just end this conversation. Let me take care of him right now.
Oh, my gosh. So, anyway, I would have loved to have seen that whole explanation by LJ, trying not to be condescending, you know? It's just like, okay, look, y'all have eggs? And you pass one every
I
month?
love what he says. We are the stereotypical beauty tribe.
Yes. And then Jeremiah, because he talks country, gets to kill the hen.
Oh, yeah. He ripped
Because
that
obviously he's done this before.
And then
He's like, I've never done this. I'm a model. What are you talking about?
Yeah. He's half cranked. And I'm thinking, are we going to see this? We are not going to see this.
Well, we saw a lot.
And then the body gets down and runs.
Like,
So it doesn't need a brain to keep going? Even Terry came in at that point. She goes, have they never heard of running around like a chicken with his head cut off? Thank you, Beauty, for those moments of comedic fun. They were great.
I mean, okay. It is okay. I can only imagine if you hadn't heard the expression, or you had never been told after you cut a chicken's head off that they run around for a little bit, that to see that would be like, what the heck is going on? I mean, if you cut my head off, I'm not running around.
No.
You know? Don't try that, but so, cut her a little bit of slack.
Well, if you don't grow up on a farm, you don't know much about chickens either. You just know that eggs come out.
Well, but they're women, and hens are females.
They're beauties, except for LJ. He's not as pretty as Morgan is, according to Morgan. just the women.
So does the rooster have to get it on with the leg?
What's the rooster for? He's to wake up the farmer to tell him when to come pick up the eggs. He lets him know when it's time to get up and pick up the eggs.
That's just too funny. Oh, I'm sure we'll get a screen cap of me laughing or something.
Where's your rooster face?
Since that's the new thing.
Do your rooster face.
No, I have enough of a rooster goggle thing. Oh, great. I should. Nothing. I'm not doing anything. Lest it show up on Facebook. All right. Whew. Morgan, after all of that, well, I still don't like Jeremiah. He's a big fat liar and dumb as rocks, and don't know why he's on this tribe. He's not even beautiful.
Oh, that's right. She was talking about Jeremiah, not LJ. Sorry. Yes.
You thought she was talking about LJ?
I thought for some reason she said that about LJ, but you're right. She said about Jeremiah.
No, LJ, really? She probably dreams of LJ.
If he can get her to the end, she probably does.
Yeah. If she doesn't, Brandon does. Little Facebook joke there. Sorry for those of you who don't like inside jokes. Too bad. Just did one. Brandon has dreams of Survivor like every night.
I know.
And he only tells us some of them, thank the Lord. All right. Are you ready to go to Brawn Tribe?
Yes, I'm tuckered out from beauty.
Yes, thank you, Alexis. Lindsay and Cliff joking around. Now, this was funny to see them joking around. It was fun watching them joke around. Of course, we get the whole Sarah, I want Cliff out. So she goes to talk to Woo.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to talk about that before Tony walks up?
Yeah, my hat's off to Woo for being receptive,
being
a listener, and going along with what someone approaches you with. Don't start a debate.
Right.
At least listen.
Yeah.
And take it into account and process it. And I think he really did. And when it came down to it, he was okay with it. Yeah, I'm close with him, but it's still a game. Know the difference, draw the line between relationships and the game itself. So I thought that was really good of Woo and the way he played it.
Yeah. So, and then, of course, well, I like what Woo said. We're young. It's our time to shine. So he got the
right.
He got the title. So it's funny because Tony walks up, and you can tell. I mean, Tony is like Tony. He's like had Red Bull every 5 minutes or something. Well, every time we see him on the tribe, he's like, okay, will you be sure to tell me? Okay, all right, we'll go over there. I mean, that's Tony.
Well, you know what he had? He had a piece of his spy palm frond walking around.
Yes.
Nobody could see him behind it. They just saw the palm frond moving down the beach.
Yeah.
He could listen that they were talking, and then he drops it, and they say, "Oh, Tony's here."
Yeah. All right. So after,
well, last thing Wu said was, "Opportunity comes, you take it."
right, I need to affiliate myself with the majority.
There you go.
Yes. All right.
You want
Sarah
to talk about
thinks
this
they're
now?
solid.
You want to talk about this now? To throw or not to throw?
No, we're not there yet.
Okay.
Then she talks to Tony, and Tony needs some convincing that they're good, right? But they are good. Tony, swearing on my badge means nothing to me. I'm here to drag everyone's dreams through the mud so I can achieve mine.
So at least we know where he stands.
Team TV.
But I liked what he said. I liked what he said to Sarah. If you trust him, I trust him. Or no, I trust you, and if you trust him, I'm okay with that. But I don't trust him.
Right.
So basically, I'm putting you in front of everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's just what she needs to hear. More affirmation that she's on. Tony's got her back, and he's going to support her.
Yeah. Woo. All right. So, what Sarah? Now let's see. Yeah, Sarah was approaching Wu about throwing. Well, was she already talking to him about? No, she wasn't talking to him about throwing the challenge yet. Now we get the tree mail.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get the tree mail, and Brawn gets it.
I think she was just preparing if they lost. She was starting the conversation now in case they lost, since they're getting further into the game.
After they get tree mail on day 11, then we get to hear Cliff say, "I played more games than Jordan, Johnson, and Bird. Didn't have more points than them, but I did play more games."
Yes. Means he got more paychecks. Yes.
So now we get to it. Sarah says to Trish, "Let's throw it and get rid of Cliff. He's a millionaire."
Yep.
Says the same thing to Wu, and he's like, "Ugh." Wu doesn't really want to throw it, and he's undecided. Watching them do that challenge, I didn't really think Wu was trying to throw it.
No, in fact, he was the only one. He would kind of come up and say, "Can I go back and get it now?
Yeah.
Can I take long enough?" I like what Trish said, though, because she separated life from the game. She says, "I would never throw anything. She's too competitive.
Right.
But I would consider this because we're in a game and it's a situation."
But you said the other day, never, ever throw a challenge. That's what you said.
Are we going to talk about this now?
Yes, we are.
Okay, here's what I said, and you're right. I said there is never a point and never a time to throw a challenge. And what I meant was I would never bring that up. I would think that I would never instigate that. I would never try to put that out there to be done. However, if you heard that, however, I've been sick for 2 days. That's why I'm on a 5-hour and feeling good. However, Wu, I think it was, brought up a really good point. And like you just said, he needs to stay in the majority. If Sarah and Trish and Tony came to me as the fourth member of that tribe and said, "We want to throw a challenge to get rid of Cliff," I wouldn't have much choice. If you got to stay in the majority, because if you don't, then they're going to go to Lindsay, and then you're going after Cliff.
I agree with you.
Before. So there's a time to throw. I guess the time to throw a challenge that I would consider is if I'm being asked to join the majority. You don't really have a choice.
Right.
But to me, I still wouldn't want to throw it, like Wu said, because, like I said, you can't lose if you don't go to tribal council.
That's true. Well, the problem with Sarah suggesting this, which I don't have a problem with her suggesting it at all, but the problem with it is if they don't lose, and she and Trish were trying to lose it, I have a feeling if we weren't, well, if you didn't watch Next Time on Survivor, okay, we're not going to talk about this. The next day, and the tribe's like, "Man, why were we so slow?" And it comes out that you were trying to throw it, that doesn't look good on you.
And I understand what Andy was saying, that you don't want to be the person that instigates this because it looks bad on you down the road. You might do it again to somebody else, somebody that you were including. So that was a point that he was making on Twitter today. And if you don't follow us on Twitter, that's fine. But you ought to follow the Survivors because they talk a lot. They did nothing to give away what happened.
Oh, no.
They just bannered back and forth. It's really fun. But it was a good argument today about whether to throw a challenge or not. And the only people that were really going deep were the people that are not playing, obviously, us fans. The survivors were just bouncing and laughing back and forth. But follow them on Twitter if you're on Twitter, because it's really fun. But it was a great discussion about whether to throw it or not, and I'm sure we'll talk about it Sunday night.
Yeah.
With Andy. But I see the other side of you don't want to be left out at the same time.
So my whole point for that was, I'm not going to go into the game saying I would never do anything. I'm going to go into the game and say anything's possible. So therefore, I can't say right now never throw a challenge, because there might be a situation in which I would agree to throw a challenge.
Right.
So there you go. By the way, David said to follow these survivors. If you don't know what their Twitter handles are, I have a list. You can follow at Survivor_talk, and one of my list is the survivors, so you can see them all. All right, so we got that little talk, and now we're going to go to the immunity challenge.
Yep.
The ever so popular dive down and get the buoys. But they added something, shoot the buoys into a basket. I wonder why they added that this time.
I wonder myself.
I don't know.
I wonder if that, well, it's goofy. Because, they didn't, we got the sense that they were going to try and throw it, but I mean, they didn't know what it was about until they got the clue. So they didn't know to make Cliff not sit out or to sit out. They didn't really have much choice once they found out what it was about.
Wait. She was talking about throwing the challenge after they got the clue. I mean, after they got the tree mail.
Oh, I know. But I mean, the best way to throw it is for Cliff not to participate.
Well, yeah, but
there was no way for him not to participate in the shooting challenge.
I mean, how do you approach that? We know you were a professional basketball player, but we don't think you should be the one shooting the balls in the basket.
Just because you've had practice shooting millions of shots, it probably wouldn't be in our best interest for you. See, that's too much 5 hour. It wouldn't be in our best interest for you to be shooting for us.
Yes.
But my question is this. Did anybody watch Survivor 25 in the Philippines and see Mike Scoopin jump mask first into the water and what it did to his face in the mask when you jump mask first? Did any of the brains see that? Because they went mask first so many times.
There's a reason why people go backwards into the water when they're scuba diving.
Yep.
So they got we know what they're going to do. Brawn sits out Tony and Lindsay. Beauty sits out Alexis. My thought, you can't throw a challenge if the other tribe is absolutely horrible.
My thought was, Beauty's going, we are so good. Yes. We are so fast. What is the problem? So
Sarah's trying to go slow.
Yep.
But, I was thinking to myself, look, this is going to become obvious because Brains was doing so poorly that Brawn, they couldn't do any worse without it being really obvious.
Right.
Trish already Trish, look at Trish. She can't go down there and get, I don't believe that, and she comes back, I can't get the buoy.
But to be honest, I don't think Cliff, unless he does a confessional later, I don't think he caught on. But what was kind of funny, and it was a good edit that they did, that when, I think a few times when Trish and Sarah came up, it's like they glanced to the side to see where the other tribe was. And you could see Sarah's frustration. Could y'all hurry up, please?
Right.
Could y'all do any worse?
I'm surprised you didn't look over and go, y'all are horrible!
What do we have to do? Come get the buoys off for you? Sarah releases a green buoy. She doesn't know where she is.
Sarah, why is Sarah swimming underneath and going to the Brains buoy? Sarah just released the Brains buoy.
Wu went to stop her, and now they've released two.
All right. So their Brains and Brawn are neck to neck at 3 buoys, and Spence finally just does all the buoys. I tell you what, Spencer rocked it on this challenge.
Well, as I'm seeing the challenge go, I'm thinking this is a physical challenge, and it requires physical ability, athletic ability to target it, to aim, like a carnival thing where you toss it. But Spencer just blew me out of the water. I thought he was great. Yep. This is where I thought, man, this guy's going to come back. If he's this smart, he's been playing this well socially to stay in the game, and now he is dominating in this challenge. He's the RC of that team. He kept going after all the buoys, and he got them, and he was shooting the balls in. He probably would have come in second had it not been for people losing the buoys out into the ocean over to the other beaches.
Right. Funny, though, when I see Spencer, I don't think of RC.
No, but the fact that he repeatedly went back and got all the buoys for people that couldn't go down 3 feet.
Right. Just making a note. I don't think of RC when I see Spencer.
I'm thinking of performance in the challenge, but we can move on if you like.
So basically it gets down. Beauty wins, by the way. Beauty wins handedly. And Brains can't get all the balls back. It's like they'll have a problem getting the buoys up. But once they get them up, it's like, how is this hard? But okay, whatever.
And I didn't think about it, but you can only shoot one at a time. And I guess that was the great part of the challenge, that you only get to do one, and they had to get it back. So there's, like you said earlier, was the team part of this challenge.
That's right. So it's Cliff versus Spencer, and another close challenge. I'm telling you, I'm liking these close challenges, even if it was because Brawn made it close. Still.
Yes. But Spencer had 2 of them ring out. I mean, 2 balls that rung out and didn't go in.
Yeah. So Brawn gets second place, and I wrote, looks like Jatia is going home. That's what I wrote.
I agree.
I also wrote, will Brawn find out about Sarah's plans? You know?
Right. Will anything be given away? Yes.
So Sarah's quote, did you write it down?
We tried to blow that challenge.
We tried so hard to blow that challenge.
She did very well on Twitter today, not to give anything away.
Yes.
And when we got our answer that they did try to blow that. But you know what? Like I said, it's hard with him in the game. To me, it's fate. You know, let that be a sign to you that it wasn't the one to throw.
And then she said, you know, they lose that one, they deserve to lose it. All right, Brains, day 11. Spencer is obviously frustrated and says the right thing. I'm not frustrated with any of you, except for Jotia, but I'm just frustrated I'm just disappointed that we lost again.
Where is this preseason arrogant Spencer? He is nowhere to be found in this wonderfully socially played game.
I know, he's doing excellently.
He is. That's why I think he's going to come back. I think he's playing it really well. And he's talking about, I feel gypped. And he's right.
Yeah.
I feel gypped because I'm working hard in challenges.
Right.
And this reminds me of a line that I stole from a cheer coach, I will admit, that if we lose a game because we just didn't play to our ability, I tell them that I'm not disappointed in you, but I'm disappointed for you because you know you're better and you could have done so much better. And that's how he feels. He's disappointed in the tribe because they should have won. 2 challenges they should have won. They were up and they should have won. And not much you can do. But man, he's such a calm, smooth person at camp, and that's really good.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he did a really good job, as we will see later in the episode, of presenting a case for himself.
Exactly, because that's what he had to do. That's all he had to do.
Yeah. Because all Jatia had was loyalty. Spencer has, I will be loyal and I'll help you in challenges.
And we'll talk about it. Tribal Council, did they make the right decision?
Right. Now, most people think that they're going to do tribal swaps and stuff after 4. So Spencer's probably thinking the same thing, but he's not saying that to anybody.
Right. Never once did we hear that.
Now, you know, because we're going to be a tribe the whole season.
Right.
So, anyway, I like what Spencer says. They have put themselves in power positions, the women, but they have, in doing so, have run themselves into the ground, and our tribe into the ground. Very true. So, of course, Spencer suggests Jatia should go. Then we get one of several Tasha and Cass conversations. And Cass is just like, yeah, let's get rid of Jatia. But Tasha wants to come back and talk about it 8 times.
But, you know, I like this in the sense that there's not a lot of people around to hear it. But, yeah, she does want to talk about it a lot. This is her making up for not being able to talk when Garrett was around. So,
yeah, really.
But I like the fact that you want to bounce something off somebody that you trust and that you're close with. You know, but we never heard, like you just said, we never heard if they were thinking of a merge. If we go into a merge, do we want loyalty or do we want someone that could turn on us who is a physical threat? You know, what do we want in this? And that I thought was an excellent argument. Right. You got to gauge where you are in the game, what's coming up, and what do you want to take further. But you know, just in case they have another challenge, just in case, you got to keep the person that keeps you in the challenge.
You really do.
I mean, she did nothing but hurt him in challenges. I hate to say.
Yeah. And I honestly don't know how loyal Jatia would be anyway.
That we wouldn't know because we haven't been spending 11 days at this point with her.
That's true.
But I understand Tasha's arguments. I thought she had a very good argument, and it was a very tough decision to make. Like Cass said later, this is a tough decision. Do you go with loyalty for what could happen, or do you go with strength for what could happen? It's a coin flip right now.
Right. I also like what Cass said. Look, let's just make everybody think Jatia's going home. We don't want Spencer to feel safe, and we don't want Jatia to do anything crazy. I mean, let's let everybody think Spencer's going home, because we don't want Jatia doing anything crazy. The problem with that, what?
No, go ahead.
The problem with that is that gives Jatia an opportunity to, because when you act like you're going to keep Jatia, that's the problem. Like when you're upset, if you act like you're happy, the endorphins kick in and you start to get happy.
Right.
You start acting like you're going to keep Jatia.
Yeah.
And then those endorphins kick in and you start feeling like maybe we should keep Jatia. Now, the lawyer doesn't have that happen, but Tasha does.
Well, they actually told her why. That's what I think was the key. I trust Jatia. Loyalty. Right. I want loyalty going forward. Spencer's good in challenges, but I trust Jatia. And I thought that was much better than Cass saying, we're thinking you on a blind side.
Right.
Why not do like before? Why not be honest? We're going for blind side for you. How about that? Just because you asked.
Yes. So, of course, we get them talking some more. Cass, let's just make a decision and live with it. And then I like what she says. It's the same gamble to me, one way or the other, because I can't predict what will happen tomorrow.
Right. I wrote down
the gamble.
Right. You're choosing for challenges, or you're choosing for going what you feel is further in the game with loyalty.
Right. But see, I think Spencer's given the argument that he'll give them both.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because he sees that. He sees the only reason they keep Jatia is for loyalty. There's no other reason to keep her. And I like Cass says that Tasha's just a pendulum right now. She's still swinging. She can't pick a side. And I understand that, but we learn later that I guess they don't always make the decision before they get the tribal council.
Well, they sure didn't.
They didn't give that impression, no.
All right, let's go to tribal council.
Okay.
Here's tribal council.
Okay, Tyler Morgan took a still of Probst doing that and put it on our Facebook page, and he wrote down caption contest or something. So go get on our Facebook page if you're not already, and give your best caption for Probst going.
Yeah, just holding his hands up like.
Thanks, Tyler, for doing that. That's hilarious. It's a caption contest.
I can't even think of anything to say to y'all. Yeah.
You guys are terrible. You should have been here last time.
Yeah.
What else do you want to talk about?
Jatia, I did the best I could. Swimming is just not my thing. And apparently she said something about just on this challenge, which prompted Probst to say, Tasha, hasn't she been weak in like every challenge?
What about puzzles? What about not just swimming? What about puzzles?
How about this? We tried to give her the most minimal role. Wow.
Gracie looked at me because I've been coaching Gracie since she was 4 years old, and she says, "You so do that." I said, "I used to do that."
To whom?
When you're on a soccer pitch and you got 11 positions, and you've played sports, you know this. When you got those kids that just don't quite grasp it.
I was always that kid.
Okay, you take your Dwaine, and you put him where he'll cause you the least amount of damage.
Right.
You make sure he's surrounded by studs. You put him where he causes you the least damage, and that's what they did for Jatia. And it still doesn't work because of the small tribes.
Well, in my situation, I started playing soccer at the age of 15.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a up to 16 league. And they put me on a team of guys that had been playing together since they were 6.
Yep.
I was the only one that hadn't been on that team since they were 6.
So did you keep stats for the team, or did they let you play?
Like, my mom called the coach and said, "Look, I understand he's not that good, but you got to play him every once in a while." I paid money for him to have a uniform. Gosh, this is a sad moment in my life right now, Dave.
What's funny is I've never played an organized game of soccer, but I've refereed and coached for about 15 years. But I never played an organized game.
Wow.
I know.
Why did you be our coach? Who did you play with? I've never played soccer before.
I've kicked the ball in the backyard with my son.
I have played more soccer than you have, David.
Absolutely. And you will, because I'll probably never play an organized game.
All right, so then we get, Tasha, do we go with loyalty or challenges? I like Cass. Look, I just think she's a hothead and makes bad decisions. And I think Jatia's going, should I get mad about this? Should I go crazy on her right now?
Yeah, I was thinking Cass is still making the argument to keep Jatia in the dark. But I don't think Jatia sees that.
Yeah.
She's got to process that comment. And Jatia says, well, I might be the weakest in challenges, but that doesn't mean I'm the weakest link.
Right.
I see Probst going, but you are.
Yes.
You still are, because you got rid of the rice. So you made them all weak in the process.
Yeah. I kind of think that Tasha and Cass went in thinking they were going to vote out Spencer. And the more Spencer talked, the more it caused them to talk to one another.
Right.
I think that's why they were talking.
I love that they were doing that communication. And Probst says, you guys realize they're talking about you two right now.
Right.
They're like, oh, yeah, we know. And everything Spencer. And I love that Spencer got to make his plea.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I wonder if Jatia got to make one. I wonder if he says, Jatia, do you want to say anything? And maybe she just said no, or no, I'm confident with what's going on. But I love that. That's how it should be. You know, It comes down to two people. And what a comfortable seat for Cass and Tasha to be in, knowing that they weren't going anywhere, but they were going to be making the vote.
Right. So
but it was I loved what Spencer said. It comes down to loyalty versus unpredictability.
Yes, very good.
You might think she's loyal, but look how unpredictable she is, and look what she did to us. She's in some ways put us here through challenges and through support with the rice.
That's right.
You know, I'm it. If you keep me right now, I will be loyal to you for the rest of the game.
Yeah. And as fans of the game, to hear another person talk about how devastating it would be to be voted off, being such a fan, and knowing that he really deserves to be on the tribe more than Jatia does.
Yeah.
That, you know, Cass and Tasha being fans of the show, that might have had something to do with it too.
That's true.
So, time to vote.
Yep.
Spencer votes, says, I've never been this nervous in my life.
Yeah.
Jatia votes, since I spilled the rice. Hello, spilled? You call that spilled the rice?
I think she had mentally changed the story.
Yes.
As the days went on. The longer she lasted, it was more like I was carrying it to the fire.
Yeah, she didn't dump it. She was trying to cook it, and it fell out.
But as she was shaking it upside down,
yes,
that was an irritated spill. It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't a
This
dump.
is what happened. She wanted to cook the rice, and she was turning it over to see if there was metal on the bottom, so she could cook it right in the bag.
She was looking for the clue.
Right, and it spilled out.
Exactly.
It was an accident.
Her shaking the bag to get the rest out wasn't. She was looking for the clue. She didn't realize she was dumping it on the fire.
Yeah, it was an accident. Right. She
rice
didn't know the fire was there.
The rice fairies did it. That's what it was.
Yeah, and she didn't know the fire was there.
Right.
And she didn't know there was even rice in the bag.
Oh, there was rice in the bag?
Yeah, she thought it was Filipino cocaine, and she was trying to get rid of it so that people wouldn't get high.
So then they voted.
Hey, I thought it was pretty funny. I'm just trying to be Cass, you know, because Cass could defend anybody.
And she was. I was very proud that she was making it sound like Jatia didn't know.
Yeah. Let's vote. Jatia, Spencer, Jatia. Will there be a tie? No, Jatia.
There you go.
Spencer avoids a bullet and hugs Tasha. I'm going to show you that you made the right decision. Tasha.
I love it.
That's right.
I love it.
All right. And secretly in his mind, he's going, oh, Lord, please help us. Please let us merge tomorrow. Please let us merge tomorrow.
I absolutely think.
Mix up tomorrow.
He needs a clean slate. He needs to go, even if he's one with 6 people from another tribe, he needs an opportunity to make new alliances and new friends, because he's not going to win anything else with Cass and Tasha. So
no, and in all honesty, Spencer's too good of a player to, you know, stick with Cass and Tasha if and when they mix it up.
He could be this season's Denise. Be one person that goes with a bunch of new people and just fit in with the right people. I really think he can do it.
All right. Anything about what Jatia said before we get to next time on Survivor?
No.
No? Nothing at all?
Nah.
Are you sure?
What did she say?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get to something, and I was hoping you'd have something to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I don't recall.
Okay. That's okay.
Something about she's going to grow outside the game.
Yeah. Anymore. I'll just make this an opportunity to grow. I'll just have to do it outside the game.
Yes. I hope they all starve.
All right. So next time on Survivor, we're going to give the spoiler gong here. Just in case you don't like to listen to next time on Survivor. It's going to be a tribal mix-up.
Really?
Yes.
Who saw that coming?
Like everybody.
You know what I wish? I wish that they would give us a challenge preview by the Dream Team and give us no hint who's on what new tribe. But it's not going to happen.
No, they won't do that
I
because
know.
people. Okay, listen. 2% of the people who watch Survivor know that there's even a dream team out there. So if they did the dream team in the preview, they'd be going, well, now, they're not in the game. I don't understand this.
Right.
They're not even really out there. It's all a conspiracy.
I know.
They're in purgatory.
But how good would that be to build anticipation, knowing that now we know there's going to be a shuffle. We don't know if it's going to be a schoolyard pick or an egg toss,
no, we don't.
or egg smash, whatever it is. But I wish we wouldn't get any previews or shots of who's going to be on what tribe. Let us wait. But they won't.
Let us wait. Let us wait. All right, so that's basically all that they showed us on Next Time On.
Mm-hmm.
So, David, we haven't really been doing stock up and stock down, but you've kind of had your own little thing we've been doing. Do you know what it is? Since it was yours.
Who impressed you? Like I said, my stock really went up on Spencer.
So, okay, is it who impressed me or is it whose stock went up?
Who impressed you this week? Who in your eyes did better than you thought they'd been doing, or vice versa?
All right. So
I like Spencer, and I really like the fact that he's making it to the shuffle. I call it a shuffle. It's not a merge, or at least we don't think it's a merge.
No,
he just said drop your buffs. He didn't say anything about 2 new tribes.
Right.
But everybody's talking that way. Sarah was talking that way, and now that's a good question about something she was saying. I don't know if we covered, but she doesn't want to go into the shuffle with Cliff. I guess because she doesn't trust him. But like,
so darn friendly. Everybody's gonna like him, and he'll never go. Is what
I
she
know.
said.
But if he's on your side, he's an extra vote.
That's true.
Until you get rid of him, he's not going to win every immunity challenge. He's not going to win individual challenges. Not all of them. But I like Spencer's chances of going into this merge or into this shuffle.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think he's playing a great social game. He was on the wrong side of the Garrett vote, obviously, but I think he kind of had a hint that was coming. But at the same time, he stuck to his guns for what he thought was going to happen.
Wait, no, he said he was totally blindsided by it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Well,
otherwise he would have been smart enough to get off of it. He was blindsided by it.
Okay.
Or at least I'm sticking to my guns on that one.
Yeah. But still, I think
I agree. I think Spencer did really well this episode.
I think the person who did not come out as well is Jeremiah. For what Morgan did.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, she may have got a little bit of a foothold into some of the beauty people, but I think Jeremiah is now kind of put on notice. Whether he can convince LJ that he was never thinking about joining them, I think he might be on shaky legs, or what do you call that? Weak knees? I don't know.
Shaky ground.
He's walking on eggshells now.
Thin ice.
Thin ice would be a good thing right now. He could be. And nobody really on the Brawn tribe, I don't think, is really.
No, I wasn't really. Brawn tribe was kind of just there today.
Yeah, they were just kind of winning and not losing.
Right. So who's gonna want to be together? Because they'll probably go to 2 tribes.
Yeah.
So who's gonna want to be on the same tribe? Like, who's looking over? Like, LJ looks over at Brawn. Who does he want?
He wants Sarah.
Yeah.
Because she's a puzzle queen. For Survivor reasons, he wants Sarah.
That's what I meant.
Okay, I didn't hear what you said. And he probably wants Woo. I mean, who wouldn't want Woo?
Exactly.
On their tribe.
Right.
So.
And you know what? I wouldn't doubt it if he wants Spencer.
Yeah. After seeing what Spencer did the last challenge, absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
Who would be the most mismatched pair? Like they end up on the same tribe and they look at each other and go, no.
You mean like
Lindsay and Morgan?
I was thinking Morgan and Spencer.
I'm thinking Lindsay and Morgan. They're like opposites.
Or Cass and Morgan. Put those 3 together. Cass, Lindsay, and Morgan.
Oh, man. All right. Well, let's see. What else we got? Anything else we got, buddy? Any YouTube comments or anything we need to go over? I don't think so.
I'm not on YouTube.
You're not on YouTube.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
Janice very nicely removed the print screen button from her keyboard to reset the temptation. Yes. Reese Brown says, that moment, talking about Alexis and Jeffra not knowing about the chickens, was funny, but I'll admit that as a person that grew up in Philadelphia, I don't know anything about chickens, and the only time I see eggs are when they are in a carton at Whole Foods.
Understood.
But still, you're a guy. You don't have to understand the ins and outs of eggs. Or maybe, I don't know. For some, I'll just drop it. KBE 1983 writes, Alexis doesn't need a brain to run around, so why would a chicken?
Wow. Wow. The following comments are not necessarily sponsored by the D&D.
Wow. Wow. Now, I don't understand this. KB wrote, those fences were deliberately placed to whack balls. What's he talking about?
In the challenge.
Oh,
the first challenge.
sorry. I thought he was talking about the buoys. Not, okay. Oh, gosh. I walked right into that one.
Good job, Alex. I mean, Dwayne.
Oh, I walked right into that one. I'm sorry.
Just like LJ did. He walked into it, too.
Yes. I was thinking, oh, boy. Let's move on.
But I think he's right, by the way. They were put at a very optimal height.
Well, they were just, about 3 foot tall, whatever, 30 inches tall.
You couldn't hear the construction crew cheering every time somebody ran.
Yes, really. Production's going, yes, another one. Hey, what do y'all think about tonight's episode? We want to know, and the only way we're going to know is if you get on Facebook and tell us. But the only way the whole world will know is if you get on our feedback show Sunday night. So send your feedback in by Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Go to survivortalkwithdnd.com/feedback, and that's all the ways you can do it. Right here on the blog that goes with this episode, there's a button you can push to record an audio feedback, or just send us one, feedback@survivortalkwithdnd.com. We will also include the Baker's 15, get to hear Andy Baker's thoughts on whatever he wants to talk about. Last week it was 30 minutes. We'll try to get it down to 15.
It was only 29.
It was not. We'll have your feedback, and of course, another crazy theory from me.
And like we mentioned earlier, you can find all of the Castaways Twitter handles on our webpage. And
no.
Where is it? I knew you were going to mess me up on that.
I didn't mess you up.
The link is on our Facebook page.
You can just go follow us on Twitter @Survivor_talk. And you can make lists, and if you look over at my list that I have made, you'll see a Survivor Cagayan list, and that's where all the survivors are.
Why do you even give me notes to read?
Well, I didn't know you were going to say that.
Oh, well, we talked about it earlier, so you're right.
Right.
You don't ever know what I'm going to say. So, but like Dwayne said, if you want to find his list, he is at Survivor_talk.
Yes.
And I am at David_STWDD.
Yes.
And our Facebook groups/Survivor Talk.
Lots of fun.
It is.
Dude,
I'm sure it's already started.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it has. We hit 775 followers today on Twitter.
Woo! Woo!
I know. We hit 1,000. We're gonna have a party.
There you go.
I mean,
I'll just
come up there.
Yeah, come on.
So, all right, hey y'all, hit the website. We have 3 blogs. We have 4. Katya's every week. Shayna's every week. David does his Survivor by the Slice, and then Colton Cumby does his rankings. In fact, he hasn't sent me them yet, but he will, and we'll have his rankings. So that'll be fun to Colton's comments from the couch. And of course, while you're there, please shop Amazon. Support Survivor Talk with D&D by shopping Amazon and using our links to do so. Remember to have no items in your cart whenever you use our link. Add them after you get there. And don't have them on your wish list either, by the way. Just do it there. All right, any final words, David?
Just a spoiler alert that Morgan will probably be number 1 on Colton's rankings.
Yeah, probably so.
As long as she's in the game.
You kind of read Colton's rankings more for the humor of, Colton humor.
Exactly.
I mean, well, once you get past number 1, because number 1's going to be Morgan. Morgan will be off the island, and he'll still have her at number 1.
He will. Well, he did Garrett. I think he wrote him mid-episode in the premiere. He still had Garrett in his top 4, I think, after the end of the premiere. But for final words, yes, this was I thought it was a really good episode. I thought it was 2 really good challenges. I did not know where Tribal Council was going by the end, and I really, really enjoyed it. Thought it was a good episode. And I tell you, if you're tired or down or just having trouble staying awake, 5-hour energy will make Survivor even better.
You may not even be able to go to sleep tonight.
I know. I wish they were our sponsor.
Hey, if you want to watch us record this live, like right now, there are several people watching us on YouTube or Google Plus or even on our website. We'll do every Wednesday night at 9:15. We push record and start doing it live. And Sunday night we will be live. What time are we starting? 8:30 Central? 9:30? Yeah, yes. That's right. 9:30 Eastern Time. We hope to have you. Music for tonight's show was Spy Shack. I figure I might as well use it for a while. And music by B-52s and lyrics by your very own Dwayne Stroud. So, thanks for listening, everybody. That's all I got. How about you, Dave?
I think we'll go watch all the Lord of the Rings movies. I'm good.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
The Spy Shack is a little hidden place where we can spy together. The Spy Shack Tony. Spy Shack Tony. Spy Shack, that's where Tony's at. Spy Shack, that's where Tony's at. Tony is a sneaking, Tony is a listening, wearing next to nothing cause it's hot as a mug. The whole shack shimmies cause Tony is a moving around and around and around and around. Everybody's talking, Tony is a listening, baby. Tribe doesn't know, Tony wants to get sound. Everybody's talking, Tony is a listening, baby. Private little shack, private little spy shack. Look at my biceps, much bigger than yours, and I'm about to hear woo. I've got me a spot where I can be sneaky, so come on, and we can spy on Lindsay. The Spy Shack is a little hidden place where we can spy together. Spy Shack Tony. The Spy Shack Tony. Spy Shack Tony. Spy Shack. Spy Shack. Oh, Tony, baby, Spy Shack. Pom-poms, make the door, baby. A little more sturdy, Tony. Pom-pom-froms, make the door, baby. I can't hear you. Pom-froms, make the door, Tony. Pom-froms, make the door. Pom-froms, make the door, baby. Pom-froms. You're what?
Spy Shack busted.
Spy Shack, Tony Spy Shack. Baby, that's where it's at. Spy Shack, Tony Spy Shack. Tony Spy Shack, Tony Spy Shack. There'll be Spy Shack, Tony Spy Shack. Watching at the Spy